going on, my Super Sandwiches? Romstar here, and today I want to welcome you guys to the collaboration, I can't speak, that you guys probably never thought you would see. I have three amazing gentlemen with me from the Dragon Ball Z community. We have Geekdom, we have Kwame, and UnrealEntGaming. This is a first for this community. This is something that literally people have been asking for. People have never assumed that the four of us can get in a Skype call and talk about Dragon Ball. But guess what? Dragon Ball is so awesome that it brings people together. And as Geekdom said in his video the other day, it's all about unifying the community as one. And here we are today as one giant happy family. So prepare your debating hats, I don't know, for an incredible Dragon Ball talk. This is going to get really heated, I can already tell. Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan God / Super Saiyan Blue. Now, before I start, this is going to be an opinionated video. It's all about what you like better, not about what's stronger. Obviously, we know, well, I'm not going to get into that world. It's just what you like better. Like, do you like the Super Saiyan 4 design better? Do you think Super Saiyan Blue is better? Whatever. So we're going to go around the circle, and everyone's going to state their piece. And, of course, I'm going to hear from you guys as well. So at any point in this video, make sure you drop a comment below what you like better. And don't forget to punch that like button right in the ball sack, because this is a hell of a collab, and we're all excited here. So how about we start with Geekdom? Geekdom.
What's up?
What is your favorite? What do you like better, Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue? Or Super Saiyan God, whatever. Like the whole Dragon Ball Super vs. GT transformations. What's your favorite?
I kind of like them both, but to be completely honest with you, my opinion, I like 4 a little tiny bit better. I think, I'll explain. I think Blue looks better. I think the aura in Blue, especially in Resurrection F, is amazing, and I like the fact that it's God power enhanced, mastered. But I really enjoyed the way that 4 came about, because, I have some people debate sometimes about how, well, Vegeta did never got 3 but got 4. And what you have to understand about 4 is that 4 is not achieved like any other form. And I like that. I like how to achieve SSJ4 and SS Blue or SS God SS, you can't just train for it. You have to do certain things. And I love the fact that with 4, he had to essentially have his tail grow back. He had to become an Uzaru, a golden Uzaru, and then master that, and then become SSJ4. It's very similar, because God, like the red-haired God, is an unstable form. Golden Uzaru is an unstable form. Once you master it, you unlock these forms. So there is some similarities there. I love the way SSJ4 looks, but it never really looked like a natural progression of the forms. That's why I think that Blue looks better. As far as power feats go, we've only seen the Blue power for a very limited time so far. However, one thing we can all agree on, and this is an unquestionable fact, is that GT is ridiculously overpowered. I mean, the fact that Kid Goku base is equal to Kid Buu or maybe even better than Kid Buu, is ridiculously too much, if you ask me.
I would just toss this out there, and this is my opinion. I honestly think that Super Dragon Ball characters are stronger, only because when Omega Shenron fought with Gogeta, I mean, granted, it's kind of weird to compare this, but there wasn't anything that was threatening to blow up the universe in a fight alone. And because of that one fight between Goku and Beerus in Super, I feel like there's definitely a strength difference between Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for example, and then, Super Saiyan God Goku. But again, that's just my opinion, and we'll talk about that another time.
And the fact that Goku and Vegeta are training with deities, they're training with gods,
Exactly.
That's just, that's unnatural in and of itself, but I completely get where Geekdom's coming from, because it's an unnatural form, and like physically it's very imposing, because you look at Super Saiyan Blue and you look at Super Saiyan 4, and Super Saiyan 4 just looks very, very just massive in scale, because he's obviously muscular. He just has wild hair everywhere, tail, and the way he achieved the form, I believe, was pretty cool too. But I just did not agree the way Vegeta achieved this form. I don't know if you guys agree or not. Like using blood.
Good old Vegeta,
man. Come on.
Good old Vegeta, just skipping forms. That's what he does. Yeah, I will say this, that between the transformations, Super Saiyan 4 is achieved in the much better way than Super Saiyan God. I mean, I get it. Super Saiyan God, I've said this 1,000 times in my videos before. Holding hands as Saiyans, it's not something that, you'll ever see. And on top of it, you'll never see pure hearted Saiyans on top of that, being able to get together to create a Saiyan God. So it makes sense why Toriyama went that direction. But at the same time, I also love how Super Saiyan 4 is achieved, because, again, it's something that's not anybody can achieve it. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of part. The transformation itself is awesome. That's probably one of my only things that I enjoyed about Dragon Ball GT was that transformation itself. Granted, I wish Vegeta had a much better way that he achieved it, but it is what it is.
But it makes sense. I mean, you get that form from the Brute waves. Like, it actually, one thing I like about GT, GT does get shat on a lot, but I do want to say this. One of the good things about GT is that every once in a while they'll bring up a story point from way back in the series. Take case in point, the Shadow Dragons. You know, the negative energy of the Dragon Balls is how they were formed, and that's all based on one line from the old Kai in the Buu saga. They took that one line and made it into a whole storyline. So the fact that Vegeta is explained to Goku during their first fight, oh well, I can create artificial brute waves. They use that again in GT. So I actually like when GT does that, when they reference very minuscule stuff from Dragon Ball.
No, absolutely. And who could forget? Do you remember when Goku first transformed into Super Saiyan 4 when he became the Ozaru? When he was on the ground, like when he was a kid, his chest was pounding. He was becoming like just deranged. Like he's becoming like he's reverting back to his primal.
I love that.
Like a savage.
I love
He was a
that.
savage,
Like
bro.
a
And
savage.
everything around him was like destructive. It was epic. And we go back to Dragon Ball Super and we look at, you know, the God transformation. You think of a God transformation, you would think of this epic transformation that will always stick with you throughout your entire life. Like for example, remember when Goku first turned Super Saiyan against Frieza? That was something that you witnessed your friend dying right before your eyes, and just that rage just engulfed you, and you transformed into like this entity. And then on top of that, we had Super Saiyan 3 when Goku fought against Buu. Who can ever forget that? Like everything
Don't
around
even
him was
forget,
destructive.
Don't even forget Teen Gohan. Like that's another one. Like
Absolutely, Teen Gohan, when he saw 16 just get his freaking head like stomped out, he lost it, bro.
yeah, and then we get into Dragon Ball Super and just like, oh, we hold hands. Oh, we have the form now.
But
That's
it
one
was
thing
a
I was
little
really
different.
hoping to see in Super was that transformation being as epic as it was in the past. But I feel like we're going to skip that again, honestly. I think they're just going to reveal the form against Frieza, and then that's all we'll see.
I think
And
that's
I
a little
really
sad.
hope that they don't. And I really hope that they don't retcon the ability of God to heal now. And I really hope that they don't retcon the fact that with this God power, they can rip through universes and you know, fuck up like, you know, space. Because I'm worried that the Goku versus Golden Frieza fight in Super is going to end up being a lot more toned down. And I feel like at this point, with the level of power that these characters have, it should be a danger to reality every time they fight.
I agree.
That's the way I
Absolutely.
see it. They can't just scale that back.
Kwame, you've been quiet over there. What are your thoughts on all this?
Well, I mean, where do I begin? I mean, the first thing I wanted to kind of make a little counter to you, Dino. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, it's about
Oh boy.
It's the whole thing about like
Wait,
the whole like the whole thing about GT characters versus, you know, Dragon Ball Super / Resurrection F Battle of Gods characters. I think that when you look at the fact that in Fukatsu no F, and I understand they're ad-libbing the movie to some degree, but you know, when Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan Blue and fought against Frieza, like, you would think that Goku's significantly stronger than when he had fought Beerus, and I obviously know that, you know, Super exaggerated the fight more, but that really didn't seem very universal. So it kind of took me back to the whole fact that like Dragon Ball characters kind of scale their powers down. But ultimately, like for various reasons that Josh from Dragon Ball Nation has explained, I've always felt that GT characters should be stronger when you scale like the whole like baby's power compared to Goku's performance against Beerus and all of that. But in terms of appearance, though, I think I'm pretty much, you know, with you guys. I think that a Super Saiyan 4 transformation is a lot more natural. You know, Super Saiyan God, it seems like it was something that was written, and, you know, although it was all written, Super Saiyan 4 seems like something that's more realistic to happen as opposed to, hey, let's have 6 pure-hearted Saiyans back in ancient history, and somehow we hold hands, and somehow this energy creates a God. Like, how did a God even come about in the first place? Like, all that stuff I felt was like, are you serious? I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's just the other thing I also got to remember is it was kind of similar with SSJ4 because the old Kai was the one that wanted to pull his tail out. So we're supposed to believe that the old Kai had knowledge of some kind of secret power. So again, it does come off, both forms do come off like, okay, like we, you know, let's just throw this idea in that was not teased whatsoever for the whole series. Let's just throw it in there to begin with. They're both similar, but I agree that the God form really did come out of left field.
Absolutely. So now that I think we all favor appearance towards Super Saiyan 4 Goku in this discussion, correct?
No, I actually think
I'm actually on Dragon Ball Super side, and that's
so
what I was
you're
about
on
to say.
Super side in terms of appearance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dislike SSJ4, but Blue, I think Blue's a little bit better.
Okay,
So
now
what
you
I
put
was
Super
gonna say-
Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 4 in a room. You have Goku battling Goku, GT versus Super. Now, in terms of durability, strength, intelligence, and speed, what do you guys think about this? Because I think that it wouldn't be so. I think it wouldn't be so one-sided in essence. I think something's got to give, and I do think that Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue would have an incredible battle, but in the end, there has to be one. There has to be one. And who do you guys think would be that one?
Well, to first jump in,
I have my pick, but I'm not gonna go first.
The first jump in, me personally, I love Super Saiyan God better over everything. That's my favorite transformation. I'm talking about the red hair one, not even the blue, but the red hair one, when it originally was revealed against Beerus.
Yep.
But as far as transformation, Super Saiyan 4 is one of the coolest ones. It triumphs over Super Saiyan God in terms of how it's achieved, how it looked, how it happened in the series. So Super Saiyan 4, it was more awesome to see. However, I love simplicity. I've always been a simple person, and I loved when Goku went Super Saiyan God with the red hair because it was just back to his base form. Nothing too fancy. The hair isn't long. It was something new to me, even though it was very simple and not really that new. And I'll always love that more. However, now we fast forward to Super Saiyan Blue, and to me, Super Saiyan Blue is no different than really Super Saiyan, just with blue hair. I guess it's more powerful, but if I have to compare Super Saiyan Blue with Super Saiyan 4, I gotta go Super Saiyan 4. So it's kind of weird. I'm in a weird. I'm in a weird like position right now because I love Super Saiyan God better, but the blue hair. I mean, I would say this: the Goku with the whiskey to me is awesome. I like that Goku. But again, if I have to choose between the forms, to me, it goes like this: Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4, and then Super Saiyan Blue, which is kind of shocking.
That is a shot.
I've got an answer, but I'm gonna wait until Quinn goes first.
What I was gonna say is, as far as strength, I'm still siding with the gods because. Again, it's a transformation that's supposed to be like, I mean, it's like after Dragon Ball Z ended, where do you go next? Well, they did GT, they had Super Saiyan 4 as the next form. After GT ended, people had their whole ideas of Super Saiyan 5 and all that other stuff, possible forms outside of Super Saiyan 4. But honestly, the only other way to go, the only next level where you can go is to a god level. And when they introduced deities like the God of Destruction Beerus, and then now Champa, it only makes sense to have a Super Saiyan God. So now you have a God level Super Saiyan transformation that has to be stronger than Super Saiyan 4. And again, it goes back to me a couple things. The first thing I want to say is, and I don't know if you can debate this or not until the power. Shenron was scared of Beerus.
Yes,
and
he
Goku
was.
went toe with Beerus.
Yes, but hold on, let me kill that right now. All right, I'm sick of this argument. Shenron or Shenlong, which is his real name, the Shenlong that appears in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is not Omega Shenlong. The Shadow Dragons are completely different entities. I don't know how this rumor got started. The dragons that are in Dragon Ball are not powerful whatsoever with regards to gods and things like that. However, Omega Shenron and Shin Shenron, whatever you want to call him, Yi Shenlong's his real name, is not the same being. What happened was the Dragon Balls had been made too many negative wishes, and a number of negative energy had built up in the Dragon Balls and it was like the Evil Boo thing where all this negative energy created Sin Shenron or Omega Shenron.
Right,
so
but
you can't use the regular dragon being afraid of Beerus as any comparison between Omega, because it's a totally different character.
Right, but where I was going to go with that debate or that whole point was Shenron knew who Beerus was and was afraid of him. Frieza knew who Beerus was afraid of him. Yeah. Every being that is somebody in the universe is afraid of Beerus because they heard of stories. So,
but would Omega Shenron be afraid?
Like
we'll never know.
He would have to be afraid of him because, like, he's the god of destruction. This guy literally is like the balance of life. Like you have Supreme Kai, you know, like the god of life, and then you have the god of destruction. Like Beerus is the way his character is written. It would only make sense that he has to be that terrifying, to be that new level of power.
And that's the weird part. It's like Beerus is so powerful, yet there are beings stronger than him, like Whis and Vadus. And Vadus and Whis, like being as strong as they are, you know, you still have these cats bossing them around and like barking orders at them, and they're bowing down to them. It's insanity. Just think about that for a second. Like you're supposed to be the martial arts. I would say masters of the universe in your respective universe, Vadus and Whis, and here you are catering to these fat, hungry, sleeping cats. And I get your point. Beerus being a very vengeful character, he's very like intimidating in and of itself. He commanded Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta, all that kind of stuff. And you're right. It begs the question. It's like, what if Omega was around and he confronted, you know, Beerus and stuff? Would he be afraid? I think that we'll never find out, but I think based off of his attitude and stuff, I don't think he would be, based on the fact that he's so confident about his own abilities. Remember when he first fought Gogeta and he first charged him and he got hit so hard that he couldn't even see? He was like, what just happened? And Gogeta's like, well, damn, 3 hits and you already got a busted nose. It's like, what? And then like he kind of fell back because he knew where he stood in that position of power. But again, some of these super characters composed to like these Dragon Ball GT characters, the mathematics involved in terms of like multipliers is insane, because as you said, Geekdom, Goku in his base form in GT is equivalent to Boo. That's freaking like unimaginable. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if you had Super Saiyan 4 confronting someone like Beerus, I mean, how would the outcome even be, you know?
But the thing is, if you power scale, though, okay, Beerus tells Vegeta, I had to use 10% of my power to beat you, and that was Vegeta SSJ2 Rage Boost.
Yep.
Now, that's 10%. If you really scale it up from that point all the way to GT, if they take place in the same universe, which they don't because they can't.
Yep.
I don't think Beerus is that impressive in GT by GT standards. I think SSJ4 Goku has a very good chance of beating Beerus, and I think Gogeta would wipe the floor with Beerus.
Wipe the
purely
floor out,
based
no
on
competition.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Okay.
Yes.
You know what, dude?
Vegeta used it. Gogeta used his eyes to hurt Omega Shadow. His eyes, dude.
Wait, but you're saying
That'll-
there's no competition in that realm?
No, dude.
Whoa,
wow.
If 10% of SSJ2, which couldn't even beat the fat Majin Buu, right? If that is 10% of Beerus, you really believe that SSJ4, which is, I don't even know, I'm not even doing the math right now, wouldn't at least kick Beerus's ass?
Well, I think there's a simpler argument that you could use too that Super Jane pointed out in his video, and when you're talking about like the Saiyan Beyond God form, basically talking about the fact
the
that
new base.
Right, like you can now also make an argument that super characters are significantly stronger because Goku and Vegeta's base are so strong. I mean, look at the fact that in Fakatsu no Weapon, yes, I know we haven't gotten there in the Super yet, but you know, Goku in his base form was faring very well against a Frieza who was supposed to have gotten significantly stronger. So, I mean, that's telling me that if Goku in his base form is fighting against a significantly stronger Frieza, I would think that that Frieza would have been stronger than Kid Buu because of how astounded Piccolo... Yeah, by how astounded Piccolo was by his power.
But General Ruldo was equal to Buu, to Majin Buu. The only problem is Goku did not specify which Majin Buu. He didn't say if it was Fat Buu, Super Buu, Mr. Buu, or Kid Buu, but it's still a ridiculous change in power.
Or
you know what I mean? I have my... Or Buu, yeah,
so
it
many
might have
Buu
been
forms.
Buhan.
Buu,
The way I
could be anyone.
This debate is on fire right now. Oh my gosh.
I'm still shocked that Geekdom said that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would completely wipe the floor with Beerus.
Well, I think
Gogeta,
well,
not Goku. Gogeta.
Gogeta.
Well, the thing is, Alex, is if you look at, I hate multipliers, but if you look at the fact that the way multipliers work, I mean, basically, Alex, if you're going by Super compared to GT, you go by Toriyama's statement of like 6, 10, and 15, which is kind of being written off now, but if you go by that statement, yeah, but just theoretically speaking, I mean, all you basically need is a multiplier of 3, and you're already stronger than Whis. Now,
yes,
and
exactly.
So that's basically it, and we know for sure, and I could prove facts that support that characters are way stronger, that a fusion's way more than just 2 times, and when you fuse, then you become Super Saiyan, it's even more, and then when you fuse and then you become a Super Saiyan 4, I mean, that's insanely increasing your power. I mean, look at the fact that Goten and Trunks, who were around the strength of Frieza, if you're going by that special, what was it, Yosun Goku and his friends return, and then you can consider the fact that those 2 kids, when they fuse, are stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Yes, I said it, guys. They're stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Well, he is.
And
you're right.
Yeah, there are going to be people who are going to disagree, but if you consider that and the fact that they could fight against Super Buu, that's telling me how much of an increased fusion could do. So I'd say Beerus wouldn't... I mean, according to Dragon Ball Nation, Gogeta or Vegeta would sniff Beerus and Whis out of existence.
Bro, Gogeta did not sell. Gogeta did not sell. When did Gogeta sell?
I feel like for this exact topic, we'll have to probably do a part 2 where we're just talking about actual GT versus Super in terms of strength. But not to veer off completely off topic.
I'm sorry.
Let's go back to Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan.
No, let me just say one last thing.
Go ahead.
You go first. No, you go first.
No, go ahead.
Okay, here's my point on this. The only way to really analyze these 2 forms is if you basically take you separate the two forms as 2 totally different timelines and universes. Okay, you take the Dragon Ball product from 1997 versus the Dragon Ball product from 2013, 14, 15, and that means this: there's 2 timelines. There's the GTZ Dragon Ball timeline, then there's the Z Super timeline, right?
Yep.
If you take the GT timeline, Goku never met Beerus. He never met Whis. These characters do not exist because they did not exist in 1997, no matter what anybody says.
Nope.
Toriyama wrote these characters, and technically it was Yusuke Watanabe, but you know what I mean, in 2013, 2012, whatever. That's when the movie was being made. So forget Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Goku trained with Oob for 5 years, really longer than that, but it was about 5 years. In the dub, it was 10, but it was really 5. And then if you take that, you've got that Goku. And then if you look at the Super timeline, he's training with Whis for an unspecified amount of time, a year. I don't know about you, but I think the reason why Super would actually get the edge on this one is not so much because he trained with Whis, because I think it's much more effective to train with Whis than training with some kid from like South America or wherever Oob is from, right? But imagine the kind of techniques that Whis taught Goku. The pressure points, his ability to control his ki, his ability to let his body loose. So at the end of the day, I feel that SS Blue is actually much more dangerous than GT Goku. Even though I think Goku might be more powerful, when you have the abilities of Whis and Beerus and that kind of heavy training that he did not have in the GT timeline, I think that edges it out.
I agree.
Well, Clayton, the thing is, when you look at the fact that Super Saiyan Blue, I mean, has so many different things, and like the way Super's adding things like healing, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
And also the fact, and also when you're looking at Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, honestly, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku is one of the most, he looks like a cool character, but honestly, I mean, he wasn't even the strongest character in GT. I mean, he was stronger than Baby, before Baby had to go into his grade 8 form and required help. And then he basically got trashed by both, Super 17 and then, Sin/Omega Shenron. And then he needed help to fight those guys too. So, I mean, when you're looking at Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, he had his limitations against his own villains. Whereas, with Super Saiyan God Goku, it did seem like he was basically like the strongest out there, with the only exception being Whis and, Beerus, at least in his universe. So, I don't know. I just look at the whole situation as, I just think that Super Saiyan Blue is a stupid name. It sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like
hold on. Let me just say one thing real quick. Real quick. That name has only been said in the Toyotaro manga. It's still on all of the Bandai and the Shueisha, all the merchandise. It's still SS God SS. So that might not even be a thing in the anime. We don't know that yet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the name is garbage, but I'd much prefer it over that terrible name. But anyways,
I'm on Team Blue.
Yeah, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan sounds like. I
believe so. I think Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan would be able to topple Goku from GT, honestly. Especially if you want to count the regeneration factor and the fact that, again, like Geekdom pointed out, he was training with his deities, and again, the way Whis was teaching Goku and Vegeta to like just being able to fight by just allowing your body to think on its own. Like being able to outmaneuver your opponent before he can even think. Remember, he told Goku and Vegeta, like, hey, you guys think too much while you fight, and that's your problem. It's like you guys are predetermining your attacks. Try to mellow that down a little bit. And for a D, like think about that for a second. He blocked both Goku and Vegeta's punches with just 2 fingers, man. 2 fingers. Knocking them out with pressure points, that's insane.
And how did he do that? Because he has an incredibly high skill level for manipulating his inner ki. And that's why Beerus has that knowledge of pressure points, because Beerus's character is based on Hapkido, and that's kind of what I think he teaches Goku, and I think that gives him the edge. If Goku can just chop you in the neck and knock you out with one shot by focusing all of his ki on that one spot, I don't know how GT Goku can fuck with him.
I think GT Goku would do a little bit of damage in a way. Like, I don't think this would be a one-shot deal. I think SS4 Goku...
No, I agree.
I think he would definitely get a hit in or two, but I don't think it's going to be like one-sided completely where God Goku decimates him. I think Super Saiyan 4 will put up a fight. I don't think it would be like God Goku enters, knocks him out, and just like that's it. I think Super Saiyan 4 would definitely just get a few hits in before he ultimately just meets his demise.
Now, before we keep talking for hours now, because I feel like we can literally go on for days with this topic, the overall topic too, with the whole GT vs Super thing, let's leave the rest of the discussion, I guess, to the viewers. So, I guess the first question is what do you guys like better, Super Saiyan God, which includes Super Saiyan Blue as well, or the Super Saiyan 4 transformation? And this includes how the transformation is achieved, the design, the power itself, and basically everything that we covered from the potential to the transformation themselves. What is it that you guys like better? Let us know your thoughts.
And also let us know down below on your entire overview of Super Saiyan God versus Super Saiyan 4 in terms of speed, durability, intellect, and power. If you put these two in the same room, essentially, and you have them battle it out, in the end, who would win? Let us know down below if you guys are in favor of GT. Why? In favor of Super. Why? Let us know.
I feel like
please,
honestly,
and one more thing, please don't sit there and say this is canon, that's canon. Forget the canon thing. It's which one you actually prefer and like.
I think we're all forgetting that the real
You
winner.
had to say that.
The real winner of this battle is obviously Broccoli.
bro.
Look, we don't need some asshole saying, "Oh well, GT's not canon, so I'm not gonna say it." Well, fuck off, bro.
Well,
That's
you
not
know,
what it's about.
Piccolo.
Broly was
Piccolo.
in there. He massacred them all, you know, because Broly's a god.
Yeah, and Piccolo's weak to chopsticks. That's one to toss that out there.
Yeah.
But big shout to Kwame.
Hates it.
Let us know your thoughts on everything in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's discussion, this is this is an unexpected discussion. We have Kwame and UnrealEntGaming, Geekdom, and Rhymestyle in the same room. If you want to see more debates like this, you know what to do. Leave a like right below, feedback, and I guess let us know everything we discussed and your opinions of it as well. And is there anything else we want to say before we end this?
Just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. This is a very special gift from us to you guys because we know that you guys have been wanting this for such a long time. And from me to you guys, I am very humbled on being here, very grateful as well talking to you guys about this because obviously we're all Dragon Ball fans. We all have our opinions on various different characters and timelines and stories and topics and stuff. So again, this is a very, especially with Danny. So Danny, I'm going to hold you to that Gogeta fight with Beerus because that's going to be something completely for another video. So but again, thank you guys. Thank you.
Vegeta's an animal, man.
Oh man, we'll see about that. We'll get into that when the time comes. But
we'll never see it, man.
We'll never see it. We'll never see it. But talking about it, oh man, that'll go on for days. But from us to you guys, thank you all for watching again. We humbly appreciate it. We hope you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Try not to eat so much and become a bunch of Yajirobis because that would be very bad. That would be bad.
Or a bunch of laughing stock mics.
And I guess we'll see you guys in the comment section below with your amazing opinions and feedback. So we'll see you guys in the comments.
Peace.
Shouldn't Kwame close the video?
So please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.
Speak louder.
And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys. And as Geekdom always says,